After I created my initial Triforce emulation tutorial, I began to wonder if there was a way to play additional games besides Mario Kart Arcade GP1 and Mario Kart Arcade GP2. Eventually, with some research on the internet, I came across a site where someone had figured out how to play 3 additional Triforce games. Delighted by this discovery, I then began to determine if we could duplicate his efforts in Batocera. Well, after some extensive configuration and with some new script that I coded together, I was finally able to succeed with my project. The best part is that this new setup will work in both Windows and Batocera. In this tutorial, I will show you how to quickly set up and configure a new version of the Triforce system so that you can place 3 additional Triforce games, including F-Zero-AX, Virtua Striker 2002, and Virtua Striker 4, the 2006 edition. Are you ready? Let's do it! Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation. So delighted that you could join us today. After some hard work and testing, I'm finally ready and excited to share with you how to play 3 additional Triforce games in Batocera and in Windows. So as you know, the Triforce fork of the Dolphin Emulator has now been worked on over 8 years. And also furthermore, it turns out there's different versions of the Triforce fork that allows you to play different games. And I came across this website, emuline.org. And this user, DukeCon2016, was able to create different configuration files that allowed you to use different versions of the Dolphin Emulator to play different games, including Mario Kart Arcade GP1, 2, Virtua Striker 2002, Virtua Striker 4, the 2006 edition, as well as F-Zero-AX. So I went ahead and I downloaded all this, and this is what I came across. Okay, so you can see here we have different versions of the Dolphin Emulator that will allow you to play different Triforce games. Okay, there they are right here. So if you click on this one, for example, okay, it pulls up the Dolphin Emulator. This was from version 4.0, and of course then you select the game itself, which is in this case Virtua Striker. You double click on that, and then it will load up the game, and it's already pre-configured for you to play the game, right? And if you click on this one, this is a Dolphin 5 version, and of course that allows you to play F-Zero, and of course you'll double click on that and it will let you play the game. Well, it turns out I got all these versions, up and running in Batocera, but I began to wonder if there was an easier way to do this. I wanted just to be able to click on the game, load up the Dolphin Emulator, and load up the game automatically to create a seamless experience. And so after some extensive testing and reconfiguration of these files, I created this. Okay, this is my version. And with this version, you double click on the game, and again it will automatically load up the Dolphin Emulator and automatically load up the game. And as you also can see, I've created some pad to key profiles for each game. So you can play this with, of course, your gamepad. All the files are stored right here. Okay, there are no games here at all. Those you have to download separately. I'll show you how. And I've also got here, you can see there, I've got everything already scraped. The images, 3 manuals, and all the videos for all the 6 games. And by 6, I mean we also have a Japanese version of the Virtua Striker 4, the 2006 edition. We got the Japanese version, and we got the English version right here. So the question is, where do you download the games? Well, of course, you go into archive.org and you type this, Triforce games for Batocera and Windows. Again, this will work for both Windows and Batocera. So go ahead, type that, click go, and you'll get one hit, and that's the one you have to download. And then, of course, you also have to go to my website at batoceranation.com and go to the download section. And on the bottom, by the time you see this, this should be up and running. You should be able to see a download link right here, okay? And this is what you'll get. Let's go back over here. So this is my file you're going to download from my website, triforcegames.zip. Again, there are no games included in this, and This you'll download from archive.org. Now, once you download the games, you'll have your 6 games right here altogether. Once you download all those games, then you copy all that into my folder right here. Go into Files and just copy and paste it. Do not create a separate folder right here. Just copy and paste it, and everything should be in here. Now, if you got the games already downloaded elsewhere from elsewhere, make sure that this is the correct naming convention that you use for all these games. Otherwise, it won't work. And of course, all these titles are case sensitive. Okay, so this is the format you have to follow. And again, you've got to copy this into the Files folder. Do not create a folder for this, okay? All right, let's go into Files. And if you want to configure any of your games, do this in Windows first. So for example, let's go ahead and load up this one right here. All right, go into Graphics. Vulkan, that's the default setting. Now then, if you have a PC running AMD integrated or discrete graphics card or a NVIDIA graphics card, then just go ahead and leave it as Vulkan. If you have an Intel integrated chip, like Iris, then go ahead and change it to OpenGL. Otherwise, it won't work. And this is the only time you have to do it, just for F-Zero AX, okay? And from there, you can also go into Enhancements, and you can change things around as well. Let's go ahead and choose 3X. And here I can go ahead 4. I can put here 4. All right, close it. It should be saved. And from there, just go ahead and close it. And the other ones you also may want to check is Mario Kart Arcade GP1. Go into Graphics. Leave that OpenGL. And from there, you can change this as well, okay? Close that out. And same thing for number 2. Graphics. Enhancements. Change that as the way you want it. Close it. And the last one, Virtua Striker. Graphics. Enhancements. Right there. Okay, this is also OpenGL. Now, don't mess around with in terms of the buttons because it's already configured with a patch key on Batocera. So I don't think you really need to mess around with is graphics, okay? For the enhancements, and that's it. And then for F-Zero AX, you only gotta mess around with OpenGL if you're running an Intel integrated graphics like Iris, okay? Now let's say later on you want to go back and you want to make some changes again in the graphics department, right? And you want to change this right here. Go back to your Windows file, go ahead, change it from here, close it out, exit, and then the only folder you need to copy again is this one, the user folder, okay? Copy that into your Batocera system and it'll be updated accordingly, all right? Let's go back. I should also point out, if you double click on these files, which I created, okay, and you don't have the games already in here, you're going to get an error message. So for example, right there, I don't have the games right now. I double click on that, you get this error message, okay? Because it's looking for the file itself. But once you have the games in the files folder, then everything should work properly, including in Windows as well as in Batocera. And you also will see here, this file right here, Triforce game list. Double click on that. What you'll see is this is the scraping of all these games, okay, which you'll copy into your Windows games list file. I'll show you that a little bit later on. All right, let's go ahead and close this out. So once you got everything already unzipped and you've got the games stored in this folder, then go ahead and copy all that into Batocera. All right, so let's go ahead and load up Batocera and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so when Batocera, go ahead and press F1 on your keyboard. And let's go to our games folder. And you copy everything to your Windows folder. And there it is, Triforce Games. Notice it doesn't have .pc, okay? That's correct. And there's everything right here. Okay? And I'm going to my Files folder. Everything's there, including the games. You see right there, there are the games, okay? That's the correct format. All right. Once we got that done, then we gotta open up this file, Triforce game list. Go ahead and open that up. And then hit Alt Tab. We want to keep this open. Alt Tab. And then go up to the Windows root folder right here. And then go into Games List. Okay, this is all my Windows games. Go down to the bottom. Okay, let's make some space right here. After this game, right there. And we hit Alt-Tab again. And we want Triforce right there. That's the one we want. And go ahead from there, from this spot right here, Game ID. Go ahead and select page down, go to the bottom, and right here. Nope. And right here. That's it. That's everything you want to select. Okay. Control C to copy. Hit Alt Tab, and then select Game List. And then right there, paste it. Control V. Alright? In this manner, your Triforce games are scraped as well. Alright? And then go ahead and save it. File, save. File, quit. And the other one, just go ahead and exit that. Alright, once we're done, go ahead and go to File, close Windows. Next thing we need to do, we need to press the start on your gamepad and go into UI settings. And go down where it says Show Folders. Make sure that having multiple games is selected. Alright? Let's get out of this. Now go ahead and press start again. Go into Game Settings and Update Games List. Now, of course, we're not going to Triforce, we're going to go to Windows. And go into Triforce Games. It's got its own folder. And there you have it. You can see that everything is scraped. Okay? There is audio in the video. I just got it turned off for the video tutorial. If you want to change anything, for example, I want to change that GP right there. Go into A button. Go into Edit the game's metadata. Go into the title of the game. I want to change that to capital P. And there, it's done. Okay, you can change anything you want to in the metadata. All right. Once you change everything, you just go ahead and go to the bottom and save it. Okay, there, it's done. All right, so let's go into F0AX. Now, the next thing we need to do is go ahead and select every game. Hold on the A button. Go into Advanced Game Options. Go into DXVK feature. Turn that to on, otherwise it won't work. Unfortunately, you got to do that to all 6 games. Again, A button, Advanced Game Options. Turn it on. Next one. Turn it on. And one more. Last one. This is the Japanese version of the game. Everything else is good. Let's go back to the top. Now, among all the games in this collection, this is the one that's most complex. But if you're patient, then you should get this game up and running in no time, all right? So go ahead and select the game. The first time it loads up, of course, you'll see the blue screen. This is true on all the games. And the second time, you'll see this screen. Eventually, you're going to see this error message, okay? This is the only time it will happen for this game. Unfortunately, it does happen every time you load it up. So, I've got to configure with the R1 button. Just keep pressing the R1 button until you see the second screen. Just keep pressing. It'll take a few seconds. Eventually, you'll see this screen. And then with the D-pad, go on to the right for ignore for this session, and then hit the R1 button again, just once, and then it'll load up the game. There it goes. There it goes. Unfortunately, you got to do that every time you load up this game. There's only one I had this problem with. All the other ones, it runs really well and seamless. All the buttons have been configured on the gamepad. So a start button will start the game. The select button will add coins if it does need coins. So go ahead and press start. Now then, to exit the game is going to be the hotkey and the start button. And that will automatically exit the game. The save state and the load state work just as they normally do. Hotkey and the north button for load, hotkey and the west button to save the game. This is true for all the games in this collection. It's already been pre-configured for that. In fact, let me just go ahead and show you. Hold down the A button, go into Edit Path to Key Profile. You can see that all the buttons they use to configure everything, okay? All right. Let's go to the next one. On this one, unlike the Triforce emulator built in Batocera, you won't need a save state. It will automatically load up the game without any problems. Okay, select button to add a coin. Add at least 2 coins. And from there, just choose no. And then yes. All right, let me go ahead and show you some gameplay. Now then, to exit the game, just go ahead and press the R3 button. And this is true for all the games with the exception of F-Zero. Press the R3 button, and that will bring up the emulator. And then from there, you can press Start and then the hotkey, and that will exit the game. By the way, the R2 button is a gas pedal for Mario Kart Arcade GP 1, Mario Kart Arcade GP 2, and F-Zero AX, okay? This is pretty much the same. Let's go to Virtua Striker 2002. These 3 games run off the same fork of Triforce with the Dolphin Emulator. Okay, let's go ahead and check this one out. Depending upon your Batocera system, this game may take a little longer to load up, okay? But again, it works.
Kickoff. Red card. Free kick. Yellow card. Free kick.
And once again, to exit the game, just go ahead and press the R3 button and then the hotkey and the start button. And now let me go ahead and show you Virtua Striker 4 version 2006.
Throw in.
All right, and this one's more of the same, just the Japanese version. Well, that's a wrap. If you found this video useful, please go ahead and like it. That would really help me out with YouTube's algorithms. If this is your first time watching a video from Batocera Nation, then I highly encourage you to check out our YouTube channel, as well as a website at BatoCeraNation.com. That will give you a great overview of what Batocera is all about, and whether this will meet your emulating needs. Finally, I want you to know I've got a lot more videos coming up, so therefore please consider subscribing so that you'll stay on top of the latest and greatest of Batocera. As a matter of fact, next time I will be covering something new that the developer Nicholas has been working on. Indeed, it will be a major feature for Batocera 35. And although it's a work in progress, Nicholas wanted me to showcase it for you, and I will. So, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.